What is up, Scar fam? Today we are back, and of course, over the weekend, July 4th, I hope everyone had a great weekend. But we had a huge banned and restricted announcement for the Dragon Ball Super card game, and it was all the Universe 3 cards, which I don't think many of us were surprised. They were definitely overpowered, especially when you took them out of context of playing it with Vegeks and started doing something like Sandicator's Burnhan list that ended up destroying people on turn 2. Marcus posted an awesome video on the Facebook page to be able to show you that, which is great. And today I just want to be talking about how does Vegeks adapt. So Joey Palladino from Crossworld CCG posted a video today actually about the Vegeks chain, which I think is awesome. And today I'm going to be going into a version of the deck itself that's relying still on reluctant reinforcements as well as some other tools, and then I'm going to go over the mid-range version of the deck, which does change. Before I get started, let me give a shout out to my sponsor, Alec Pastrana, Bearded Collectibles, best shopper on the planet. If you haven't ordered your product for Series 10, make sure you do so through Alec Pastrana and beardcollectibles.com. So let's go into the reluctant combo. So still using pieces of the Vegeks chain, because I think the Vegeks chain with the Champ Pack promo is very powerful. Major reason why is because as soon as turn 2, you can play Vegeks Father-Son Bonds, and then you can evolve it into Vegeks Burning Impact Unleash, and you get a ton of attacks since it's a Xeno Evolve for the 7-drop. So the deck itself can come out very quickly, not as fast as the versions of the deck with Nigrishi, VR, etc., but the deck does come out fast. And so what I love about this version of the deck is you can still use Trunks Elite Descendant into Reluctant Reinforcements to get that additional mill, but you also have space now to be able to have a secondary Overwhelm option on the first turn with Revive Ravager Vegeta, which I really like, because that means if you ever are in a spot where you want to be able to Union Patara and you don't have your resources to do so, whether if they're in their warp for your 6-drop Space-Time Synthesis, or you don't have Vegeta in play for your promo, you can actually just turn 2, Revive Ravager before doing your mill, play this, mill 3, get value off of that, and then if you have a Time Agent Trunks, you can just immediately go 2 energy into Vegeks Father-Son Bonds, and then swing with it, and then go straight into Vegeks Burning Impact Unleashed, which that card is very powerful. I don't know if you guys have read it, but it's Double Strike, Xeno Evolve, and then when this card attacks, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and send it to its owner's warp, so you get that removal. Another thing about still leaning into Reluctant Reinforcements is not only on turn 1, if you hit the ceiling and go Trunks Elite Descendant, Overwhelm into Reluctant Reinforcements, you're going to get the body on board early, plus you're still going to have access to the Black Mass Day and Splintering Mind Play to get that early Self-Awaken to get even more mills and mileage out of your mills. What I like about combining the Reluctant Reinforcements engine with the Vegeks line is that you're going to be able to find oftentimes you can swing with your Time Agent Vegeta, go into one of your Vegeks pieces, then mill again with another source, and then that way you're always going to be able to have new fresh attackers. So this deck can swarm and go wide really quickly and put a ton of pressure on the opponent, since these, Vegeks Burning Impact Unleash and Space-Time Synthesis are huge double strikers early. And then of course, get to turn 5, you have SS4 Gogeta from Series 10 as a great secret rare to be able to go over the top and try and close the game out. But ultimately, the best card in the deck, and I think the most underrated card in the entire set, is SS Gotenks Fusion of Friendship. I know the card is very good and people understand how good it is, but really though, the card does so much, and that -4 plus the leader skill is more often than not going to be the key for you winning the game. We are playing 2 Fu Mission Accomplished in the main to be able to fetch back our 7-drop Vegeks Burning Impact Unleash or Bibbidi Super Combo, so we have an option. Vegeks Space-Time Synthesis does something similar too. We're going to add up to 1 battle card with an energy cost of 4 or less from your warp to your hand, so you can get back those materials that you may have lost earlier in the game. You still have access to be able to play Tag Team Gohan since you are playing Overwhelm cards. So if you're playing 4 Trunks Elite Descendant and Ravager Vegeta, we can always trigger our Tag Team Gohan. Also, Reluctant Reinforcements being placed in the drop area to play Splintering Mind also again triggers Tag Team Gohan. So again, like I said, you still have the ability to go really wide, but at the same time you can go tall, which is really cool. And if you ever get to the point where you have multiple Vegeks chains on the board, you're really going to be able to punish your opponent and put a ton of pressure on them. I love that the deck also has removal just inadvertently between Splintering Mind and between your 7-drop Vegeks. That's really sweet. Being able to get threats off the board at any given moment, and it doesn't have a restriction, is such a cool way to be able to play the game even if you don't have access to negates. So your defense is really going to be your Supreme Kai Time, Guardian of Space Time, and your Bibbidi Super Combo, along with your blockers, Time Agent Trunks and Tag Team Gohan. But I still think the Reluctant combo is very good, so test this deck out, see how it feels, see if you get the bonus from having the additional Overwhelm sources, and then just see how consistent your turn 1 is. Your turn 2 is getting your Vegeks Father-Son bonds out and going into your 7-drop. So mulligan strategy, you're going to want to have a Trunks Elite Descendant or a Ravager Vegeta in your hand. You're going to want to have the 6-drop in your hand and a 7, or of course hope to draw into the 7, and that's how you're going to want to start the game so you can go turn 2 into your chain, put a ton of pressure on the opponent. So let's go into the mid-range version of the deck itself. I am calling this now, since you don't have to play Nigrishi and Viara, there's a phrase I really like to use, and there's a type of decks that I really have always loved playing, and that is every part of the Buffalo Dot deck. So this is a deck that just uses as many aspects of all of its cards to be able to do tons of things throughout the game, whether if it's going to be incidental removal or incidental card draw, or you just, all these cards just have effects stapled onto them that you can access from anywhere, and you really do end up using every part of the Buffalo. Every card does something that matters or can do something that matters, and I think that's really cool. Of course, with the Vegeks, we're always going to start off with our Vegeks line, so you're going to have the starter deck. You're going to play 4 of your Unison, 4 of the Supreme Kai Time, 4 Time Agent Trunks, 4 Time Agent Vegeta. Now, the classic mid-range take, 4 Son Goku The Adventure Begins, 3 4-star ball, we're playing 1 30k Narirama. You can play 2. I really think that 1 is fine. You're going to find it unless you get really unfortunate, the 1 copy ends up in your life, but getting that Son Goku The Adventure Begins online early is great because you'll be able to defend early attacks when your opponent isn't able to apply a lot of pressure, and it just scales throughout the game. The more life you can save early, the better off you're going to have a chance of making the game go long and you just winning the game through attrition. Then we have some tech pieces, 2 Fu Mission Accomplished, 2 Majin Buu Wickedness Incarnate. Mission Accomplished acts as your ability to get back cards you need when you want them, such as your Super Combo or things such as the 5-drop Saiyan Transcendence, which we'll go over. Majin Buu Wickedness Incarnate is just a cheap way to be able to draw cards, and you can put it back into your drop area using Saiyan Transcendence, so I just love that synergy. 4 Bibbidi Super Combo, probably the most powerful card in the deck now, the card that makes you want to play black. 2 Hachiak Hatred Everlasting, just high value card. If it's in your drop area, you have access to it, and it's a good way to get additional mills so you can proc more of your cards. Then tech, more tech. We're playing 2 Godly Aptitude SSG Son Goku along with 1 Crisis Crusher Son Goku. Matt, why are you playing 1 Crisis Crusher Son Goku? Because the card is, you can only play it on the first turn of the game, or if you're either losing the game or it's a completely clear board state. So I only want to play 1 copy in the main. You can play the rest elsewhere, and the fact that it can cost 1 so you can evolve it on the same Transcendence is relevant. But the fact that you can actually play a card very similarly that cost 1, it's activate main, place this card from your hand in your drop area, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost 2 or less, and KO it. That card's very good. So being able to kill a 2-drop or less, being able to kill opposing Dark Power Black Mass Saiyans when your opponent's trying to attack against you, just having that option, plus you have the option to play a 4 energy double striker if the game's ever going long or you need to try and find a way to close it. Sometimes just drawing that Crisis Crusher is terrible, so having the option to be able to play Godly Aptitude Son Goku is so great. And again, it's that removal aspect. Being able to play something that gets you an additional effect that you never thought you would normally have is great. 2 Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan, you're going to play more on your board, play some in the main. 2 Koitsukai, again, same thing. You have space to be able to play tech, so why not? This deck is 56 cards, keep that in mind. So I am going over the deck limit of 50, but that's just because why not? You're going to be milling. You don't want to go all the way up to 60 because you want to see some cards more consistent than others, but just having that access to tech is great. Negates, we're playing 4 Power Burst, 3 Son Goku making an entrance. The reason why is because negates are very powerful. Being able to always have access to your Son Goku making an entrance, using your Power Burst, having the Sparking Negate when you're tapped out, it's just such a high value card. And Power Burst is so good too because it also can get back your Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan. It can grab a Koitsukai if you need to reuse it. It can grab the Supreme Kai if you need an extra combo piece when you're trying to go for game or defend yourself. So Power Burst, such a powerful card in this deck. Son Goku making entrance and Saiyan Transcendence, of course, Peanut Butter and Jelly, 1 You play it as a negate on your turn. You pay 1, you play Sand Transcendence. It lets you refill your drop area from your warp. And then it's a 1 energy double striker, 25k. Very powerful card. 2 Kraken Space Time. We're playing mono black with Sand Transcendence, so we can't play Further Instruction Champa. So Kraken Space Time is our other way to win the game. It's a 15k combo plus double strike, so it's great on offense and on defense. Being able to get yourself that 15k pump is worth it. 2 Tag Team Gohan, you're not proccing it as much as you are in the other deck, but having access to a free blocker is always relevant. And then your Secret Rare, you can play Smoke Dragon or you can play SS4 Gogeta depending on how you're trying to win the game. Smoke Dragon, you're not necessarily going to win it the turn you play it, whereas SS4 Gogeta can't be removed, and it gives you a ton of advantage. The only downside is you can't play any battle cards, so you have to win the game soon after you play the card unless it loses in battle to one of your opponent's battle cards they have in play. But anyway, this is a deck that uses every part of the Buffalo. I'm so excited that Vegeks is no longer tied to Universe 3 and forced into playing a specific strategy to be competitive, because it's just, I don't want to say it's boring, but it's just not as exciting. And when everything is so predetermined and all the decks start to look the same, the formats get stale really fast. So honestly, I love that Vegeks got the change and now can focus on being either a good stuff deck or still playing a combo, but it's going to be allow you to play the intended engine. So hope you guys enjoy this video. Again, I'm going to post a link down to the decks in the description below, as well as a link to Joey's video, since he just posted about the Vegeks change, so you guys should check that out because the video is really good. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great week. Okay, thanks. Bye!